Hey everybody, it's John here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today, back in Ore no Yome, grabbing the Year 3 achievements. So, Year 3 is going to start off, and by now you should have a majority of the achievements. If you're missing any of the mini-games at all, what you want to do is you want to make sure you focus your playthrough on the mini-games. If you haven't got any of the juice mini-games, what you want to do is you want to make sure you pick the city market as your date locations. If you haven't gotten blackjack or the yes or no trivia game, make sure you try your best and hope that you get those because those are random. And the last one, which involves a ton of luck, is the laundry mini game, which you need both luck and it also only appears in June and July. So I'll explain that in the next video because it didn't pop for me during my third year either. But by now you should also have unlocked some new date locations if you've bought some costumes. For example, the kimono unlocks you the mountain springs in the winter time, and you also get the beach and pool during the summertime if you bought the swimsuit. Other than that, the only other objective is to try to get to 100 LP, which is love points, and you should get that around April. If not, you have the rest of the year to do so, but by the end of the year you should have like 120, so you have more than enough room to make any errors. So once you wrap up Year 3, you should have pretty much all the achievements, depending on, once again, your minigame luck and all of that stuff, but more importantly, you should have the 100 LP to get that last achievement. Alright, once you finish up Year 3, you can finally get to the rest of the menu achievements, as I call them. So start up Year 4 and quickly get to the calendar. So just pick the first option to get past all the New Game Plus stuff. And you just want to skip ahead until you get control of your character. So once the first date starts up, what you want to do is you want to hit the Y button. This will bring up the menu, and what you can do is you can access certain parts. So go to the third option in the menu, which should bring you to a calendar. Pick any date. I recommend picking the same date so you don't have to wait through any loading screens. Then it will bring up a sub menu. Go to the right hand column and pick the first option. That should start up a mode which gives you 20 gamer score. This is, I believe, the dinner mode, which you just eat stuff with your girl. After that, just continue on to the next day. Once you get to the next day, just hit the Y button once you get control of your character, and then play a different game mode. And the reason you have to wait till after the third year is because there is the second to last option, which only unlocks after you've completed your 3 years. So with that in mind, pick the second option, and this one gives you this achievement for another 20 gamer score. This, I believe, is like bedtime mode, so you just go to bed with her. So it's pretty much mostly the same stuff you would get in the regular game, except, you know, there's an option for it, and you get an achievement if you do it from the menu, so keep that in mind. So just try your best to get through these parts. Once again, a lot of these are the infinite loop parts, which means just pick the second option to get past them as quick as possible. Don't worry about your love points or anything, because by now you should have gotten the last achievement, which is to get 100 love points, and you should be at like 124. So there's no real penalty for messing up. Just get through the days and just keep mashing that Y button every time a new day starts. So here we are, we're on the third day. Hit the Y button again, go to option 3, select date, and this time pick the third option. And this one is going to be something, but it's going to give you 20 gamer score. So, oh, this is comfort mode, so this is when she's sad and needs like a hug or something. So make sure you hug her, pick all the first options. Pretty straightforward. Once again, if you've played the game, you should have already done all this and gotten all the separate achievements for doing this in the main story. However, there's different achievements for doing it in the sub menu for some reason, but get those out of the way. Then we'll skip to the next day. I don't think you get an achievement for that, so you might actually be able to skip that, but whatever. Just get to here and hit the Y button, option 3, pick a date, and then this time pick the next one, which is number 4. This one is going to be something that gives you 20 gamer score, so we have that to look forward to. And this one is, I think, another sad mode, maybe. I'm not sure, can't read Japanese, but just get through this once again and get to the next day. It's a pretty basic theme. You just want to go through all 6 of the sub menus to get the rest of the achievements. Alright, here we are on the next day. Once again, number 3, and then pick this day, and we're going to pick number 5, which is the painful one, because this one only unlocks after you finish 3 years, and this is the whole reason we even played a 3rd year. So get that this is a maid mode, where your girl just dresses as a maid costume in quintessential Japanese girl game fashion. So do that, and then you can just try to skip through this, or you can take your time and enjoy it if you so choose. Won't judge your preferences or anything. So just get to the next day, and then we could pick the 6th and final one, which is going to be dress up mode, and you could buy even more clothes for her if you want extra date opportunities. However, you don't need to, because by now we are pretty much almost done with the game. By now you should be only missing any mini games that you haven't gotten yet in terms of achievements. So for example, I am missing one achievement at this point, which is the laundry mini game. However, I'll cover that in the next part, and how I got my laundry mini game to appear, because it is quite the challenge. So for this, just make sure you dress her up, just buy some clothes, doesn't really matter. Once you exit, you should get the last achievement, which is to do that game mode, and that's going to be it for year 3. So we're going to be back with one more video explaining the laundry game, but hopefully you've enjoyed the Easy Gamer score, and that's all there is to it.